You're very tall next to me. I need to go higher.
I'm the superior one. Action.
Hello and welcome to the episode 2 of Evening Cleanup. Today we're going to be talking about the 19.1, the open announcement. We're going to talk about a little bit about the workout itself, the leaderboard, and obviously this last weekend was Strength and Depth Sanctional qualifier weekend. So we'll cover that a little bit as well, and at the end we can talk about 19.2. So 19.1 in the books, huh, Josh?
I didn't know what round I was on.
So on Friday at 1 o'clock in the morning here in UK, we've seen 3 live streams going as at the same time announcing the workout. It was I believe it was France, Brazil and UK. We obviously watched the UK one, and I have to say it was a bit anticlimactic. I believe this opinion is shared by many people. There's been a lot of social media outrage that Dave CASTRO is not present in the announcements. Yeah, it was felt. It was definitely felt throughout the CrossFit community. So, after the Dave CASTRO-less announcement, we've seen Stephen Fawcett, Sam Briggs, and Kelly Friel go head-to-head in the 19.1, which was 15-minute AMRAP of 19 wall balls and 19 calories on the rower.
Yeah, I mean, what's significant about this workout is it has bunched the leaderboard very close together. We have lots of athletes obviously like hitting the same scores, and 1 rep basically being a massive jump between the leaderboard. I mean, we have at the moment there's 6 athletes all placing 3rd or 4th. They all 399 reps. That's 7 places. 1 rep higher, 400 reps. That's put the next athlete up in 5th.
Usually in the past, in the open workouts, we used to have tiebreakers, right? When you finish your last round or whatever. But I feel like this being a pacing workout, it wouldn't really matter. But
there was no tiebreaker.
At the same time, last year with the 18.1, there was a tiebreaker. So what this does to the leaderboard is that you're going to have a lot of people in the same spot. It doesn't really separate those people. So you can see it everywhere if you go down the leaderboard. Like in the women's, for example, there's about 6 spots occupying 28th position. And then it goes down to 35, and 37 is occupied by another 5 people. Top 10 or top 20 men's leaderboard, how does it look?
So yeah, like we were saying, the leaderboard is very bunched up at the moment, and it's really like after the first workout, it doesn't define anything for the next 4 weeks of the workouts that are going to come. But I mean, big names to look out for at the top of the leaderboard. Like we said, Bjorgvin Gudmundsson and Lucas Hoberg sitting in 7th. We've got Matt Fraser sitting down in 58th. I mean, that's still a pretty good position for him. I don't think he needs to worry about anything. And Rich Froning as well, taking about 280th. Even though we've seen evidence that he doesn't enjoy it in the open, he's still done the workout. So
yeah.
Good on him for just
community voted. Actually, he posted on Instagram if he should do the open, and I think it was 90% yes.
Yeah, I mean, even if he's not, competing or going for he's not going for an individual spot. He's still giving the workout a go, which is
nice to see.
Which is good. And also to mention Ben Smith, 4 weeks out of surgery, has given the open a go as well. He probably hasn't done as well as he would if he was fit and healthy, but he's still giving it a good go, and good on him for getting involved with that as well.
Okay, moving on to the females leaderboard. So the highest score for females was Olivia Leeper from America. It was 371 reps, which is quite incredible. She's done the Open in 2018. She was 1074th. So it makes me want to think, let's wait and see for the other workouts and see if she can hang on up there.
She is, however, 6 feet tall. You know, she's a 6 foot tall
Yeah.
woman. So I mean,
6 feet tall.
it is a tall person workout, as we have like established. The tall
Yeah,
people are gonna
obviously.
do better.
So second's Michaela Norman. She's a bit more well known. I think she did some sanctionals as well. Michaela Norman came 162nd worldwide last year, so she's on a good track to be that top 20 this year. Just need to keep going, keep grinding through. The third place is interesting. It's occupied by Annie Thorisdottir and Karen Frey. And after that, it's fifth in Sam Briggs. So Annie, I'm not even surprised, but I'm surprised by Karen Frey. She's from Slovakia, and that's my homeland, so I'm really pumped. I've seen her compete in Dubai Fitness Champs this year. She came in 4th overall, so she's doing amazingly well. And I think after winning the Slovakian Open last year, she's probably going to win this year and punch her ticket to the Games. I do, however, think she's going to do a few more sanctionals, just for the seeding purposes. Some notable names in the top 20. There's Sam Briggs, Sarah Sigmundsdottir in 6th, Amanda Barnhart. She did really well in the last year in the CrossFit Games.
One thing to note about
Danny
Sarah,
Spiegel 13th. Yeah.
about Sarah is she obviously did the 19.1 at Strength and Depth in the UK, and as far as we know, she only did that workout once.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And she's still sitting in 6th.
To score 350 reps, that's pretty amazing on your first go in a competition setting. That's wow. Obviously she won the Strength and Depth as well, so she doesn't need to worry about the Open anymore. She just needs to do it. One thing I wanted to say as well about this year's Open and the sanctionals is that there's a direct relationship between your sanctional wins, like Samantha Briggs or Sarah Sigmundsdottir have punched their tickets now. So their performance in the Open is gonna seed them. If they do well in the Open, it's gonna seed them higher in the CrossFit Games. If they do bad in the Open, it's gonna seed them lower, and possibly they're gonna have to do the qualifying rounds prior to the CrossFit Games as well. So your performances in the Open do matter, and your overall worldwide standing at the end of the Open, even if you're national champion, will go towards the seeding for the CrossFit Games. Next, the Open participation by numbers. So last year we had 429,157 people competing in the Open in 2018 Open. This year those numbers are way down. We're missing about over 100,000 people, and it's down to 320,606 people. What do you think this is a reflection of?
Hard to say, really. A lot of people may be confused with what's going on with CrossFit at the moment and what HQ are kind of trying to work out. There are 2 Opens this year, so we've got another one in October at the end of the summer. Maybe they're thinking, let's see what happens with this one and write it off and basically focus more for October, and then you've got more time to peak for the Games in 2020. The kind of people who haven't signed up. So I mean, whether it's obviously the Games athletes, all the top athletes have to do the Open in order to go to the Games. Maybe it's the people who are taking scaled options, or maybe
it's hard to say, but
it's hard to say who hasn't signed up.
One thing to note is that last year and all the years prior, obviously HQ was in control of the coverage and the media, and they were doing all these Road to the Games, Road to the Open, and there was a massive promotion for the Open going on YouTube and Instagram and all the social media sites. This year, since HQ has handed off the media to the highest bidder, let's say, there is no such thing, so there is no hype. So I feel like this year, maybe next year, is going to be a transitional year towards the next generation of CrossFit Games and CrossFit Open and CrossFit as a sport. And obviously we'll see those numbers rise in the future as well. So, okay, that's the Open covered. Strength and depth. So, this weekend we had strength and depth, CrossFit Sanctional qualifier, and it was amazing. So did the 19.1 as the first workout, which is kind of cool. It was working around the problem or solving the problem in a creative way. It was pretty cool seeing how it played out. Obviously Sarah just annihilated that workout. She took first. On the men's side, Roman Krenikov, the conditioning beast, training with Chris Hinshaw, he took first with 389 reps on his first go. The winners of the strength and depth were Bronislav Olenkovic. I had the pleasure to see him in the European Championships earlier this year. He's a beast. He finished 6th in the regionals last year. He punched his ticket to the games, and I'm excited to see him at the games. Well done. On the women's side, obviously you probably heard, it's Sarah Sigmundsdottir taking first. And for the teams, there are Essential Beasts qualifying for the CrossFit Games. So now we have 4 teams qualify for the games. Teams can't qualify to the games through the Open, so it's kind of interesting who's taking these spots. Okay, strength and depth is also cool in one more way, and that's because it's the shortest of all the sanctionals we've had so far. It's only taking 2 days, and it's only 7 workouts. And
programming wise, I think it went very well.
Programming was amazing. It was top notch.
They did a good job.
The event was run pretty well, and the coverage was good as well. They commented. There's full package. I believe in the coming years, strength and depth is going to be one of the favorites to go to as a sanctional. All right.
Prediction for 19.2. I mean, who knows?